Okay, everybody. This video is going to be about how to sing on key. And while many of you may think it's a matter of being able to hear well, that's only half of it. First of all, I'd like to prep you by talking a little bit about your vocal technique. Of course, if you're a beginner and you haven't mastered technique, then it's going to be very difficult to sustain notes on key and things like that, because you need a consistent compression and airflow to stay on key. Many of you are familiar with lip rolls, and you might want to take some time to practice just staying steady right on a note without any variation. Or doing that with any assisted sound. And some of my other videos talk about compression and stuff like that, so you may want to check them out also. So first of all, how do we recognize if we're on key? Well, you need to get access to a sine wave. You could download those on the internet. There's plenty of computer programs that have them, and I know PowerTab is free, and you could get some MIDI sounds off that. If you can't find a sine wave, saw lead or square lead works well also. So, if we start in our head voice, and that's a compressed head voice, we don't want a head voice that's an unbalanced yell, like what? And that is compressed. So, let's see if we can blend in with this note. And if you're blended in, it'll sound like that. If you're off key, if you're too low, it'll sound like this. And if you're too high, it'll sound like that. So that's what being off or on key sounds like. Now, there's a couple of things that you could do to practice being on key. When I first found out about the sine wave thing, it was difficult for me to find the note exactly. I could hear it. There's no problem with my ears. I was playing guitar for years before I started singing, but it seemed like I was being told, or it was implied that like I couldn't hear it right or something. So what I did is I invented my own exercise where you go up and down a major seventh scale. And the reason we use that is because the top note sounds lower than it really is. And the first time, you want to slide back and forth, completely slide. And then the second time, you could be a little bit more deliberate. And since you're practicing sliding, then that is what you will use to be dead on. Because if you're a little bit off, you could slide slightly into it. But if you've never practiced that type of thing before, then, well, here's your opportunity. So if my two notes, this is my range of the scale. And that's the scale. Then I go, first time, and then the second time, then of course I keep going up. Then you can start being really deliberate once you get used to that slide. And before you know it, you won't have to spend a lot of time blending into those notes. That's it for this video. and I will have another one up very shortly. If anybody is interested in voice lessons, I am offering a special rate from now until the end of December. So please contact me. If you're a new student, you also get a free 15-minute consultation.